Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd. One of our first fellow nerds, as we established this channel 8 years ago, always has nice things to say and useful things to say. And one of them is his idea that there are 3 must-see episodes of The Third Doctor. One is Terror of the Autons, which we're going to review today, The Three Doctors, and The Time Warrior. Now, we already did the Spearhead from Space last week so that we could establish the regeneration between Patrick Troughton and John Pertwee. And we will also throw in Planet of the Spiders, which is the last John Pertwee adventure that will then he will then regenerate into Tom Baker. We have seen that there are other time travelers that came from Gallifrey under the Second Doctor and the meddling monk and things like that. But this time, this was an idea by Barry Letts, the producer, that perhaps the Doctor is kind of like Sherlock Holmes and the Brigadier is like Watson. And so with that idea, he needs a Moriarty. And they introduce in this episode the Master, played by Roger Delgado, who becomes part of the occasional cast in this show until his death in 1975, which was when John Pertwee decided to step aside. He did not want to do the show without Roger Delgado. They'd become very good friends and worked together very well. So the Master has his plans to destroy the world and kill the Doctor, not necessarily in that order, and he doesn't seem to be too disappointed when he doesn't do either. He'll just try later. But in the same way that the Doctor is trapped on Earth, so is the Master through the Doctor's doing, which makes it kind of an even matchup now, where neither of them can travel through time, but the Master can continue to wreak havoc and the Doctor can stop him. That's basically how this is working. He will stop him, but not necessarily destroy him, and of course, the Master will not have much luck in destroying the Doctor. And so that is the matchup. They are of relatively equal intelligence. They are of roughly equal capabilities. And, of course, they're both Time Lords. We see the first, not the first instance. We've seen that with the meddling monk in the black and white episodes where he had an altar that he traveled in. His TARDIS was, the Chameleon Circuit on his worked. In this case, the Master's TARDIS is looking like a panel truck, they called a horse box. And when Joe, his new assistant who was introduced in this episode, says, is there not a horse in there? And he said, no more than there's a policeman in mine. So that's just to talk about, different kinds of TARDISes. So to keep it all familiar, they bring in the Autons and are the Nessene who create the Autons, and the Master is trying to facilitate that. And so a lot of the plot has to do with how he's going to try to end the world by bringing down the Nessene, who will then turn everybody into plastic or something like that. So that's kind of the same plot as Spearhead from Space, except with the introduction of the Master. As you will see in a number of occasions when the Doctor and the Master are together near the end of an episode, usually they're actually cooperating because something has gone wrong in the major plan, and in order for self-preservation, the Master is brought to having to help the Doctor, but still makes a useful getaway and we'll be ready to fight another day. A lot of people killed in this episode, mostly unit troops killed by the Autons. There are a couple of people. One is swallowed by a angry plastic chair, and I always thought those things were dangerous. And someone also suffocated by an angry doll. However, beyond this, I think that it was relatively nonviolent. As far as production, I wasn't impressed with it. Even in the day, I think they could have done better with their green screen, blue screen effects. You could see matte lines on everything. They weren't always as stable as they ought to be. It did have the look of something that was produced in a great hurry. And the writing itself on this episode, other than establishing the master, and is kind of clunky. You could kind of see where the cliffhangers were going to come from and how easily you could get out of them, and such as that. But beyond that, the chemistry between the Doctor and the Master are something that is palpable, something that was worth seeing. So that's my thoughts on this episode. We hope that you'll stay with us. We'll have another one next week, and we will eventually ease in our other retro reviews of Babylon 5 and Deep Space Nine, so stay tuned to this channel. Until then, don't go far.